I could say a lot of things about the magic of WayHaught. How Waverly and Nicole have made an indelible mark on LGBTQ pop culture. How a fandom became a movement. But right now, there's only 3 words that matter. And that's fight for Wynonna. So let's show them what 1,000 Earpers sound like, all right? Say it with me now. Fight for Wynonna! Fight for Wynonna! Fight for Wynonna! Now please welcome to the stage Wynonna, Earp showrunner and writer Emily Andrus, and WayHaught themselves, Caparel and Dominique Provost-Chalkley. Before we get started, let's give some love to these Earpers who have been busting their asses to show everyone how important Wynonna Earp is and why we need it. So.
Hi, Dana.
Ladies.
Dana, everybody.
Anything new? No, but seriously, I know that fans are stressed out. You're all stressed out. What is the situation as we stand?
What's the situation? No. I feel like the situation is hopeful. I wish that I could come up here and tell you 100%. I am positive. I'm feeling hopeful. I think we're close. I think, first of all, I would just like to personally thank everybody for rallying when we needed you to, yet again. I'm sorry you didn't get your hiatus, but we really needed you. And 5 seconds in, I'm going to cry. You've made me so proud. Thank you so much for showing up. Look at you all. Look at us all. It's just impossible to ignore. People know we're on the right side. We have so many. I got one, baby. Thank you. It's not my first day. I just feel like, you know, part of me when we put out the rallying cry wasn't sure. I mean, there's a lot of good TV on right now. Legends is great. Maybe you've all moved on, and that would be okay. It's wonderful. So thank you. I just have never bet against you and would never bet against you. And more importantly, you shouldn't bet against you. Okay? So I'm very hopeful we're going to get it done. And we'll get some more of what you saw if you tolerate a few more WayHaught kisses. We have every intention of continuing their beautiful story. So thank you.
Okay, so let's get to the real reason why we're here. This panel is called The Magic of WayHaught. Quite magical, are they not? So I want all of you to tell me what you think that really is. What is the magic of WayHaught?
I mean, like, this is the magic of WayHaught, I think. I think that
the magic of WayHaught was one of the first, I think, examples in pop culture of how powerful a fandom can be when they finally see themselves on screen. And I think what we've been able to witness with how incredible the past 4 years have been. We were talking about this a little bit last night. It's when you take a community of people that don't feel represented in a way that makes their hearts happy and makes them feel seen and makes them feel loved and included and accepted and celebrated. But when you do that, it's like you can create things like this. You can move mountains. And I think that's the power of WayHaught.
I mean, it goes without question that it's the two amazing women sitting next to me, right? Nobody else could have made WayHaught truly magical except these two extraordinary actresses and their commitment. And just, I'm so proud that both Nicole and Waverly are two completely different LGBTQ women. Do you know what I mean? It gives me so much joy to be able to write such different, real, three-dimensional women who have found each other. They're not exactly the same, but they're perfect together. And I just think it speaks so much to Dom and Kat and just their trust and their chemistry and their hard work. So I'm so immensely proud of them. Just watching that video, how far they've come. But from the first second, you just could see it. So I think it's Dom and Kat, right?
Yeah. So, hi guys. I think I'm a little bit speechless, to be honest, from that video. Like, I was bawling my little eyes out back there because it's like we have come on like so far. Not just us, but the whole show and everything. It's from the first time we came to ClexaCon to now, like, we've all been on such a journey, you know? And seeing you guys back here, seeing some of the same faces, seeing how much you guys have come on, and how much we've all solidified even further, I just think that that kind of magic doesn't go unnoticed, and that's the reason why we have to go back. Please.
We will.
Please.
Dom, I'm going to stick with you for this moment here. Learning that Waverly was, I don't know, half angel, how'd that go over when you first found out?
Everybody found out, I think, before me, and then I was like, what?
Right?
And Em was like, wait, you didn't know? Do you remember we were at the two? It's the second time for something, yeah. But I kind of love that about our journey with the show, because every time I read anything, to be honest with you, I was just as happy about all the tiny little scenes and tiny little nuances in Waverly's journey. Yes, it was epic, and obviously I really want wings at some point. And but yeah, it's just yet another gift on the road of Waverly's journey.
So, Kat, in season 3, Nicole picks up a lot more responsibility, becomes the sheriff. What was it like for you to have Nedley hand over this huge responsibility to Nicole, and having Nicole step up in a way, in an even bigger way than she ever had before?
I think Nicole, it was scary for her. I think because she's got, not only is it her job, but it's her family. And we are such a tight-knit group, and she knows so much about the supernatural going-ons of Purgatory. So I think she really knew, I think when she came to Purgatory, she thought it was going to be more of a normal job. And, but
naturally in a town called Purgatory.
Naturally. But, so I think she feels the heat. But I think it was also a bit bittersweet. I remember doing those scenes with Greg when Nedley was handing Nicole the reins over. And it was a bit scary for me because I didn't know what was going to happen with Greg's character. He was like, I'm done, I'm off the show. And I continuously told him they're never going to get rid of Natalie. There's no way we're going to unleash
Not
her
our
now.
Natalie.
No. But there's so many layers with Nicole and Natalie. There's a father-daughter relationship that has become so much clearer, especially this season. The fact that he was looking over her since she was a little girl was just like the most beautiful thing.
It was written by Noelle Carboni, who is right here. Stand up, you beautiful Canadian.
Yes, stand
Please.
up, stand up.
That
I
episode
can
also
see her
had
blush
some,
from here.
some gnome wives, some Nicole and Wynonna handcuffed together. Basically, your classic masterpiece. So go see her later and say congrats. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think thank you for that amazing episode. I have never gotten to be part of an episode that went in a million different emotional directions, all within 50 pages. It was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. It was incredible. 100%.
So Dom, I want to congrats you. Oh, it's Sunday. I want to congratulate you on your Canadian Screen Award.
It's crazy beans. Totally crazy beans, you guys.
A little birdie told me, and her name actually is Dominique, and it was on YouTube,
She sounds great.
that, and I'm not going to put you on the spot because it's Sunday and everyone's tired and your eyes they look like they're about to cry. But apparently you were planning to look up an audition scene. And that you might reenact the fateful moment at the next convention you were attending, but here we are.
Guys. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm really silly. I'm really silly for promising things. Really silly for promising things. In Seattle, that panel was like amazing in so many ways, I think. Ooh, my microphone keeps going in and out. I felt like I had a huge, I'm going to be super honest, I had a big breakthrough on that panel where for the first time in my life I was up on stage, which is crazy because it was like the most intense stage. Do you remember? With all the couch and the sparkles in the sky and all the stuff. It was crazy. But I for the first time was just like quite relaxed, which is not normal for me when there's loads of people. Because it is really scary. We support you. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. But on that panel, I was like, I have got this life thing. I am just gonna yeah, I'll promise that. And now I'm here, and I'm regretting it so much. And I'm wondering whether you will commit me something that I will choose when I feel like the moment is right in the next few conventions. The world to me.
We're getting you a new mic. We're getting you one. It's coming. It's coming.
There it is.
You're so whizzy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you would be so kind as to do that, then I think that the moment will come and it will be glorious. And I won't freak out and it will be great.
Sounds great.
Thanks, guys.
Anything for you, Dom. Anything you say. So, Emily, obviously, you watched the situation in 2016, the Bury Your Gaze situation, very closely, and your cast became very well educated on LGBTQ rep in media. What have you seen change from your position in the industry in these last 3 years, and what advice would you give to showrunners who have queer or trans characters and don't want to fall into those tired, familiar tropes?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I've seen not enough, but I do think it's getting, I mean, I just think we're not moving fast enough. But wow, what a year that was, 2016. That was a crazy year, and look what happened. Look what positivity came out of it, if I may say that. I think that there's so much more awareness now among writers and decision makers and showrunners that the LGBTQ community has been so harmed by this ridiculous trope, and more importantly, that we're not going to fucking put up with it anymore. And remember that, like, your eyeballs are your currency. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You can tell them you don't like it before you don't watch it. That's fine.
Oh, they'll tell them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Please do. What was the second part of your question? I'm so sorry.
Just what advice would you give?
Oh, what advice?
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally honest. I would say my advice is ask for some advice. Like, I would love to write a trans character, for example, and I got asked that question a lot. I cannot imagine living that experience or writing that character without speaking to people in the trans community. You know what I mean? And I'm really good at a lot of stuff and really bad at a lot of stuff, but I have no problem anymore reaching out to someone who has more experience and wants to hear about what they would want in that story and what they would want in that character and whatnot. So I honestly just think, like, you got to put your ego aside and not be afraid to speak to those communities who you want to represent. I think that's critical, and ironically, the more, for lack of a better term, successful I feel like I've been in my career, the more comfortable I would be 100% saying, what was it like? How did you know? What was your transition experience like? What do you wish you could see on screen? What do you think about it every day of your life? Is it just part of your life? What do you think we can have a trans villain? What would that look like? You know what I mean? Do you think it's too early to do that? I think that's my advice, is I just think we need to reach out. Do you know what I mean? And also, obviously, hire more people from the community in writing rooms is huge. We're just trying as fast as we can. And in Canada, I feel like hopefully we're moving a little bit faster. But we just need to get more people from the LGBT community into positions where they can tell their own storytelling. And that's why it's so important, a con like this, where you are telling your own stories, where there's so many incredible projects and films and web series. And I'm so proud of you, even just seeing, like, where it's come from first year we came here. Look at this, it's just been amazing. Please keep telling your stories, and then hire me when I'm washed up so I can come watch for you. But it's extraordinary. So I am encouraged, if that makes sense.
I have receipts on you, Andress.
Good. I
And-
feel like
She practices what she preaches from the get-go. From somebody who's been in this industry on the other side, Emily has always been checking in from the get-go, like from season 1. This is something I knew this show would be special when Emily made it a point to say, like, hey, I want to connect with you and the people in your community. So
I think I've also made mistakes. Like, I'll be totally frank about it, and, like, I hear about it a lot. I definitely have stories that I would do much differently now than I did when I was younger and a little more naive. And I stand by those mistakes because I feel they've helped me become who I am. So thank you for saying that, but I completely acknowledge that I'm still learning. So thank you.
So Wynonna Earp is a wonderful example of a show that has figured out how to have same-sex couples still find themselves in a lot of drama, but not have their relationship be the crux of all of that drama. Meaning, a breakup isn't always hanging over their head. I mean, they might be eaten by a demon or a tree monster any day of the week, but it's not about the relationship. So has that really freed you up as actors and as a writer to really go interesting new places with these characters? On a roll!
It's still a challenge, right? Like, the truth is, people do break up and they do get into trouble and things happen in their relationship. Everyone's like, what? But I think a lot of drama just comes from who you are as people and not always being on the same page about what you want or where you're at, or who's possessed by a tentacle or who's not, depending on the day. I don't know, has it freed you guys up? Do you feel safe?
I've always felt incredibly safe, and the thought of being freed up hasn't ever really crossed my mind because I never felt threatened or anything to begin with, or constricted to begin with, I guess. I think we've always treated our relationship on the show as the same as every other relationship on the show, so I've never really felt the extra layer of, because it's two women in this relationship, it's any different, or there's anything to be shackled by.
Well, bless you for feeling that way, but
No, 100%, yeah.
it's not everybody feels that way that makes these shows, though. But
Yeah, so that would be my experience. I've never felt the shackle to begin with.
At all.
Yeah.
At all. It's true. Just, yeah.
so, what have been some of your favorite moments of season 3? Since we can't really talk about season 4 yet.
Well, in season 4,
we got some good stuff cooking though, I think, if we get to do it again. I'm excited. I mean, if we can find you guys. Just kidding.
you know where to find us.
What were your favorite moments of season 3?
Season 3.
It's been a while.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
I think Dom and Kat had some extraordinary performances. I think they really came into their own. I really do love Gnome Wife episode. I love the episode
Yeah, that
where
was
Kat
fun.
is with Melanie, Wynonna. I just think Kat is the greatest drunk actor of our time.
Guys, everyone needs a skill.
Yeah.
Everyone needs something.
To be clear, she's not an alcoholic in real life. So when you put the headline, but playing drunk.
It's a skill.
I think Dominique has never been better than an episode called Jolene. And I feel a little guilty, but I can't imagine what it took to get there. I think it would have been very personal and very, very grueling, particularly the scene in the greenhouse with Zoe Palmer. It was wonderful. But God, it was a tour de force, Dom. It was incredible. It felt so real. And thank you so much for getting what we were trying to do with that episode. We were incredibly nervous about it. Written by Shelley Scarrow. I should just give her a shout out too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I'm trying to...
No, absolutely. That was, it was without a doubt the most challenging scene I've ever filmed, but without a doubt the most rewarding as well, I would say. I'm wearing the shirt because it means so much to me. I actually had something completely different planned to wear today, and then I woke up and put it on and was like, oh, I'm just going to put my I'm Here in Ice shirt on because it's a good reminder for me because I did have to go dig pretty deep into all of that stuff that maybe we don't show as much to the rest of the world. And I find it really, really tricky watching that scene back. I actually stumbled upon it the other day on YouTube and was like, whoa. Yeah, it was like it popped up. So do you ever get that? Like all those
I get a lot of us
clips.
kissing.
Yeah, a lot of us kissing. Suggestions of things you might like, and you're like, oh, so good. But yeah, I just feel so blessed that I got gifted that scene, and that it has helped me immensely on my own journey with myself. So
Was it challenging during the proposal scene when those 5,000 Canadian geese showed up? It was so much honking. I can't believe you guys kept a straight face. Like, I am talking, there was a pond right behind the homestead, like maybe 25,000 Canadian geese. And I was like, who let all these Earpers on set? Oh my God. We're giving you a proposal. Shut up. It was crazy.
Like, fight, fart, Wynonna, right?
Wynonna. Interrupting Wynonna.
No, that was we were at the end of a day on a Friday, and we filmed multiple versions of that scene. And it was very interesting to see what you guys ended up choosing.
That was Noel's idea. Just kidding.
This year, y'all just pulled out all the stops with the guest stars. Zoe Palmer, Jan Arden, Anna Silk, Megan Follows. I mean, come on, Emily.
Listen, I'm catching
I know you're the one behind all this fabulosity. How did you assemble this Avengers team of guest stars?
This Canadian Avengers team and their parkas. I think it speaks to the fact that the show is in its third season, to be honest. And look, we film in the middle of the winter in Calgary, Alberta. It's pretty cold there. Shout out to any Calgarians here. I met a few. That's right, babies. So I think the one thing we've always had on our set, I hope this is true, is we kind of have a no asshole policy, and we really do try to have a good time. So I feel like amongst actors, we have a reputation now as being really fun and free, and you can come, and Zoe Palmer can sing a song and try to kill Dominique, and it's a whole thing. And so I called in a lot of favors, but I do think, look, the show now has a bit of cachet. It's well known for its fan base, but also truly, I think we are known as a really kind, fun set. And a chance to it's an amazing genre show. You can come and spread your wings and play a crazy character. Who doesn't want to do that, I assume, as an actor? Yeah.
I think it's like a huge kudos to Emily and our producing team, because being on the actor side of it, I have so many peers coming up to me and saying, like, I want to be on your show so bad. I would love to work on Wynonna. And people who I know want to come back that have so many options open to them, especially in the directing side of things, who are like, I will come back and do Wynonna, even though I have all these options. They want to come back because it's an incredibly special environment that you've created. And I think the amazing thing about Emily is that she is so unique in the fact that she hires people to work for her, and then she actually gives them she empowers them to do what she hired them to do. And that is an incredibly rare quality in a lot of producers, but she trusts her people, and
I'm just lazy.
No. But I think it needs to be said, because you've created that environment, and you've created a place where creative people feel like they can actually do their job, and the crew gets the power to make the decisions, and then they get behind the show, and it's just a beautiful example it's been to me of how to lead a team.
Thank you so much.
Perfectly.
Thank you so much.
So while we are waiting for Wynonna to get back on track, can you share with us some other things that you all have been working on, or at least gave us vague descriptions of stuff and things? I know, Dom, you just were recently announced that you're going to be in a Christmas queer movie, Seasons of Love through Tello. So I'd love to hear about that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Actually, I haven't spoken to either of these ladies about it. So,
By the way,
no, I know. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I read the script and was like, I've always wanted to do like a rom-com kind of thing, but if you're going to do a rom-com, why not do it about something that pushes the boundaries a little bit and gives this beautiful community what they so deserve, a happy ending. Yeah, a happy ending. And for me personally, the reason why the role stuck out to me so much is because I feel like, so I took some time off and went traveling to Brazil for 5 months I think everyone probably knows that. But, huh? Carla. Oh, right, yeah, that was, I was traveling with her last time when we went to Southeast Asia. Is that what you mean? Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Is your name Carla, or are you just yelling at your own name? You got to plug yourself. It's okay. I like it.
But yes, and that role, the one thing I connected with most when I was traveling was my love for music. And
You're going to sing?
I have
Putting
to
out an
sing
album?
and play guitar in it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and so I think it will be like a real pushing myself to, it's so funny, the character in it has like crippling anxiety about doing it. So when I was reading it, I was like, oh, I get this. Like, this is going to be good. So I think that hopefully it should push me to do some things that scare me.